Listen to me, your body will quit 1,000 times before your brain does. When you're tired, when you're sore, when every muscle is screaming at you to stop, your brain will whisper, just give up. But that's the moment you've got to step up and take control. The weights won't move themselves, the miles won't run themselves, the push-ups won't count themselves. You've got to force your body to obey your mind, because here's the truth. Your brain is the strongest muscle you've got. If you train it to push past the pain, if you train it to silence the excuses, your body will follow. Your legs don't decide when you're done. Your lungs don't decide when you're done. You decide. Every rep you do when you want to quit is where growth happens. Every drop of sweat is proof that you're in control, not your weakness. Your brain says, I can't. You tell it, watch me. Champions aren't built in comfort, they're built in struggle, they're built in discipline. They're built in that fire that says, I control my mind, I control my body, I control my future. So the next time you feel like giving up, remember this, it's not your body that's tired, it's your brain that's weak. And the only way to win is to take command. You have to control your brain, or your brain will control you. Your mind quits before your body. Let me tell you something powerful. Your body is capable of doing far more than you ever imagine. The problem isn't your muscles, it isn't your lungs, and it isn't your stamina. The real battle happens inside your head. Your mind will always try to stop you long before your body actually reaches its limit. That's why people quit reps too early. That's why they slow down when running. That's why they give up on their fitness journey. It's not because their body failed, it's because their brain whispered, that's enough. Think about it. When you're in the gym, grinding through those last few reps, what really happens? Your muscles burn, your lungs tighten, and suddenly that voice in your head says, stop, you can't do this. But here's the truth, your body still has fuel left. Science proves that your body can perform way beyond the point where your brain tells you to quit. That voice of doubt, that's your brain trying to protect you from discomfort. It doesn't care about your goals, your dream physique, or the strength you want to build. It only cares about keeping you comfortable, but comfort never made anyone strong. Comfort never built champions. Growth happens when you push past the point your mind wants you to stop. This is why controlling your brain is the most important aspect of fitness. Because if your brain is weak, it will convince you that you're finished when really you're just getting started. How many times have you stopped a workout because you felt tired, only to catch your breath a few minutes later and realize you had more left in you? That's proof your body didn't give out, your brain did. And unless you take control of that mental weakness, you'll never see your true potential. Greatness in fitness is not about doing what's easy, it's about doing what's hard. And that requires mental toughness. You've got to train your brain to handle struggle the same way you train your body to handle weights. Every time your mind says quit, you push for one more rep. Every time your legs scream on a run, you go one more mile. Every time your chest burns during push-ups, you fight for one more set. Why? Because those extra reps, those extra moments, are where progress is made. They're where transformation begins. The difference between average and elite is simply who controls their brain and who lets their brain control them. Here's the secret. The brain is designed for survival, not success. It wants to keep you safe, but safe won't get you abs. Safe won't build muscle. Safe won't get you fit. If you want to change your body, you have to override the survival switch and replace it with a growth switch. That means embracing the burn, embracing the sweat, embracing the pain. Instead of running from discomfort, you run toward it. Instead of listening to the voice that says, I can't, you build the habit of saying, watch me. Think of every rep as a negotiation between your brain and your body. Your brain says, we're done. Your body says, I've got more. Who wins? That's up to you. If you let your brain call the shots, you'll never go beyond your limits. But if you take control, you'll unlock a version of yourself you didn't even know existed. That's where breakthroughs happen. That's where strength is built. not just physically, but mentally. So the next time you're in the gym, remember this truth. Your body isn't the problem, your mind is. And if you can master your mind, if you can silence that voice of weakness, there's nothing you can't achieve. You don't need to be the strongest, the fastest, or the most talented. You just need to control your brain, because once you do that, your body will follow always. Excuses vs. Execution excuses are the most dangerous weights you'll ever carry because they don't make you stronger. They keep you weak. Every time you tell yourself, I don't have time, I'm tired, I'll start tomorrow, you're letting your brain win the battle against your body. You're giving power to the voice inside your head that wants to hold you back. But listen carefully, excuses will never build muscle, excuses will never burn fat, excuses will never transform your body. Execution will. When it comes to fitness, discipline beats feelings every single time. You can't wait until you feel like working out, because that day may never come. Most days, you won't feel like lacing up your shoes. You won't feel like stepping into the gym. You won't feel like pushing through the pain, and that's exactly why most people stay stuck. They let their feelings decide their future, but winners don't bow down to feelings. Winners execute the plan whether they're motivated or not. Winners show up when it's raining, when it's hot, when it's inconvenient, when they're sore, when they're tired, because they know the body they want will only come from execution, not excuses. Let me paint a picture. Imagine two people. Both want to get fit, both set goals, but when the alarm rings at 5 a.m., one says, it's too early, I'll go tomorrow. The other says, I don't care how I feel, I'm going now. One person lets their brain control them. The other person controls their brain. Guess who gets results? Guess who transforms their body? Guess who starts looking stronger, faster, more powerful? Not the one who made excuses, the one who executed. Your brain is smart. It knows how to trick you. It will tell you you deserve a break. You worked hard yesterday. Missing one workout won't matter. But let me ask you this, has one excuse ever stopped at one? No, one excuse always becomes two. Two becomes a week becomes a month, and suddenly you're back at square one, wondering why you don't see results. That's how excuses steal your progress. They don't take it all at once. They take it piece by piece until nothing is left. Execution, on the other hand, builds momentum. The first day you show up, it's hard. The second day, it's still hard. But every day you execute, you strengthen your brain's ability to obey discipline instead of excuses. Suddenly, showing up becomes your new normal. Skipping workouts feels unnatural. Execution rewires your brain to become a machine of consistency, and consistency is where fitness magic happens. Think about your dream body. Think about the strength, the power, the energy you want. Do you think excuses will get you there, or do you think execution will? Every time you push through a workout you didn't want to do, you're not just building your body, you're building your identity. You're proving to yourself that you are not controlled by laziness, weakness, or excuses. You are controlled by discipline. You don't need more motivation. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need to wait for Monday or New Year's or when life gets easier. You need to execute today, right now, because the truth is, someone out there with less time, less energy, and less resources than you is already doing it. They're executing while others are making excuses. And every day they do, the gap between them and everyone else grows wider. So the next time your brain says, skip it, answer back with execution. The next time your brain says, you're too tired, remind yourself that energy comes after effort, not before. The next time your brain says, just do it tomorrow, tell it, no, I'm doing it today. That's how you win this battle. That's how you build a body that others envy and a mind that nothing can break. Excuses are easy. Execution is hard, but only one of them will give you results, and in the end, your body won't reflect the excuses you made. It will reflect the work you executed. So ask yourself right now, are you going to be a slave to excuses or a master of execution? Pain is the pathway pain. That's the word that scares most people out of fitness. The burning in your legs during squats, the tightness in your chest during push-ups, the ache in your arms after lifting. That's the very thing most people run from. But let me tell you the truth. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is not a signal to stop. Pain is the pathway. It's the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Your brain is programmed to interpret pain as danger. When your muscles start to burn, your brain screams, "Stop, we can't handle this." But that's not the truth. That's survival mode. Your brain is trying to protect you from discomfort. But in fitness, discomfort is the key to growth. If you run from pain, you run from progress. If you avoid pain, you avoid strength. Pain is the signal that you're breaking down the old you so you can build the new you. Think about this. Every time you lift a weight heavy enough to hurt, you're creating tiny tears in your muscle fibers. Your body doesn't see that as defeat. It sees it as a trigger to rebuild stronger. That soreness you feel the next day, that's progress screaming at you, "We're getting better." Without pain, your muscles stay the same. Without struggle, your body stays the same. Without sacrifice, your fitness goals remain just dreams. But here's the catch. Most people never get to see the other side of pain because they quit too soon. They feel the burn and immediately think, "This is too much. I can't do it." They step off the treadmill. They rack the weights early. They drop to their knees halfway through push-ups. And what happens? Nothing changes. They stay stuck in the same body, the same weakness, the same cycle of quitting, not because they couldn't handle the pain, but because they didn't understand its purpose. Champions don't run from pain, they chase it. They know that the harder it burns, the deeper the transformation. They know that the sweat, the soreness, the exhaustion aren't signs of failure. They're proof that they're leveling up. When you can flip the switch in your brain to see pain as progress, the entire game changes. Instead of dreading the burn, you crave it. Instead of backing down from the struggle, you attack it. Because you know every rep of pain is carving out the version of yourself you've always wanted to become. You see, pain isn't punishment, it's preparation. The pain you feel in the gym prepares you for life outside of it. It builds resilience, toughness, and mental strength. When you learn to push past the pain in your body, you also learn to push past the pain in your life. The days when you don't want to get up, the times when everything feels heavy, the moments when life knocks you down, you'll remember that you've been here before. You've faced pain before, and you didn't run. You rose. That's the power of embracing pain. It doesn't just build a stronger body. It builds a stronger mind. Now, don't confuse pain with injury. There's a difference between growth pain and damage pain. Growth pain is the burn, the soreness, the fatigue that comes from pushing your limits. Injury pain is sharp, sudden, and destructive. You need to know the difference, but don't let the fear of pain keep you in the comfort zone, because comfort is the enemy of progress. The next time you feel your muscles screaming, don't stop, smile, because that's your body unlocking new levels. The next time you're drenched in sweat, gasping for air, remember, you're not dying, you're becoming stronger. The next time you're sore the morning after a workout, don't complain. Be proud, because that soreness means you're on the right path. Pain is the test that separates the weak from the strong. Pain is the fire that forges champions. Pain is the price you pay for progress, and if you can endure it, if you can embrace it, if you can push through it, there is no limit to what your body can achieve. So stop fearing pain. Stop avoiding it. Stop treating it like the enemy. Pain is the pathway. Walk it, run it, crawl through it if you have to. But don't you ever quit, because on the other side of pain is the body you dream about, the strength you admire, and the power you've been chasing. Comfort is the enemy comfort. It feels good in the moment, but it destroys greatness in the long run. Your brain loves comfort. It loves the softness of your bed, the ease of sitting on the couch, the pleasure of skipping workouts and saying, "I'll do it tomorrow." Comfort whispers to you every single day, and if you listen too long, it becomes your master. But let me tell you this, comfort is the greatest enemy of fitness. Nobody ever built strength in comfort. Nobody ever gained muscle by doing what was easy. Nobody ever lost weight by staying in their comfort zone. Comfort doesn't transform you. It traps you. It makes you settle for average when you were born for more. It convinces you that what you have right now is good enough, even though deep down you know you're capable of so much greater. Look at anyone with a body that inspires you. Look at athletes, fighters, lifters, runners. Do you think they got there by choosing comfort? No. They got there by stepping into the discomfort zone and staying there until it became normal. They lifted when their muscles burned. They ran when their lungs begged for air. They pushed when their brain screamed, "Stop." They sacrificed comfort today for results tomorrow. Comfort will always tempt you. It will tell you to sleep instead of sweat. It will tell you to order fast food instead of fueling your body with discipline. It will tell you that skipping one day won't matter, but every time you listen to comfort, you strengthen weakness. Every time you choose comfort over discipline, you give your brain permission to quit again. And the truth is this, the more you feed comfort, the hungrier it becomes. But here's the good news, you can reprogram yourself. You can train your brain to see discomfort as your ally. You can learn to lean into the struggle instead of running from it. Every time you choose discomfort, you build a stronger version of yourself. When you wake up early to hit the gym, even though your bed is calling, you're taking control of your brain. When you eat clean instead of giving in to cravings, you're taking control of your brain. When you grind out those last few painful reps, even when you want to quit, you're proving that discipline is stronger than comfort. Think about what comfort has cost you so far. The times you skipped the gym, the times you cheated on your plan, the times you told yourself tomorrow, but tomorrow never came. Comfort steals progress, it steals time, and it steals dreams. And the worst part, comfort doesn't feel like a thief, it feels like a friend. It feels safe, it feels nice, it feels easy, but behind that smile, it's robbing you blind. That's why you have to break free. You have to flip the script in your brain. Instead of chasing comfort, chase growth. Instead of avoiding the burn, embrace it. Instead of settling for good enough, demand excellence. Because every time you choose discipline over comfort, you win a battle inside your head, and those battles add up. One day, you'll look in the mirror and realize you've built a body that reflects strength, sacrifice, and commitment. Comfort is temporary, results are forever. That easy choice you make in the moments, leaping in, skipping workouts, eating junk, gives you a few minutes of relief but costs you weeks, months, even years of progress. On the other hand, the hard choice, the uncomfortable one, hurts now but pays you back for a lifetime. Which one do you really want? Relief or results? Comfort or greatness? The truth is, you can't have both. If you want the body, if you want the strength, if you want the power, you're going to have to sacrifice comfort. There is no other way, so the next time comfort whispers to you, stay in bed, skip the workout, take it easy, you need to shout back, no, I'm chasing greatness, not comfort. Push yourself into the discomfort zone because that's where change lives. That's where muscles are built, fat is burned, and champions are forged. Comfort is the enemy, discomfort is the ally. And the moment you understand that, you'll never waste another day settling for less than your best. Training your brain is training your body. Most people believe fitness is just about lifting weights, running miles, or eating clean. But here's the truth, your body will never go where your brain hasn't already gone first. Fitness starts in the mind long before it shows in the mirror. If your brain isn't trained, your body will never reach its true potential. That's why training your brain is just as important as training your muscles. Think about it. When you walk into the gym, your muscles don't decide how far you'll go. Your brain does. When you lace up your shoes to run, your legs don't choose the distance. Your brain does. When you feel like quitting halfway through a workout, your lungs don't make the decision to stop. Your brain does. The brain is the command center, and if you don't have it under control, everything else falls apart. Your brain is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. The problem is, most people let their brains stay weak. They let doubt, fear, and excuses control them. They never push past their mental limits, so their physical limits remain locked. But when you start conditioning your mind, when you teach it to ignore excuses, push through pain, and embrace discipline, you unlock a power inside you that changes everything. How do you train your brain? By showing up when you don't feel like it, by finishing sets when every muscle burns, by saying yes to discipline and no to comfort. Every time you push past resistance, you're training your brain to obey you instead of controlling you. You're building mental strength the same way you build muscle strength, through repetition, consistency, and struggle. Let's get real. Anyone can work out when they're motivated. Anyone can show up when it's easy. But champions show up when their brain is throwing every excuse in the book at them. Champions are the ones who push through the mental wall, who control their brain instead of being controlled by it. And that mental toughness bleeds into every rep, every sprint, every drop of sweat. Training your brain also means controlling your focus. Too many people walk into the gym distracted, scrolling on their phone, half-heartedly doing reps, looking around instead of locking in. That's not training, that's pretending. When you train your brain to focus, every rep becomes sharper, every set becomes more effective, and every workout pushes you closer to your goals. Fitness isn't just physical, it's mental warfare. And the one who wins in the mind wins in the gym. Another piece of brain training is discipline with your habits. It's not just what you do in the gym, it's what you do outside of it. When you choose water over soda, you're training your brain. When you choose to meal prep instead of ordering fast food, you're training your brain. When you go to bed early instead of staying up scrolling, you're training your brain. Every choice is a rep for your mind. And the stronger your mind gets, the easier it becomes to stay on track. Here's the secret. If you build a strong body but a weak mind, you'll quit before you ever see your full potential. But if you build a strong mind, your body has no choice but to follow. That's why some people transform their bodies while others stay stuck. It's not genetics, it's not luck, it's mindset. One person trains their brain to push through, the other person doesn't, and that's the difference between failure and success. So when you're working out, don't just think about the weight in your hands or the sweat on your face. Think about the battle in your head. That's where the real war is being fought. And every time you win in your mind, you win in your body. Train your brain with the same intensity you train your body. Strengthen your willpower. Discipline your focus. Condition your consistency. Because in fitness, the body follows the brain. If the brain is weak, the body stays weak. But if the brain is strong, the body becomes unstoppable. So remember this: every push-up is training your arms, but it's also training your brain. Every squat is training your legs, but it's also training your brain. Every sprint is training your lungs, but it's also training your brain. You're not just building muscle, you're building mental armor. And once you've mastered your mind, there's no weight too heavy, no run too long, no workout too hard. Training your brain is training your body, and the stronger your brain becomes, the greater your results will be. Control your brain, control your body at the end of the day. It all comes down to one thing: your brain. Your muscles can be strong, your lungs can be powerful, but if your brain is weak, you'll quit before you even begin. Fitness isn't just about the body you build, it's about the mind you train. Your brain will try to trick you. It will tell you that you're tired when you still have energy. It will tell you to quit when your body has more to give. It will whisper excuses, tempt you with comfort, and make pain look like an enemy. But if you want results, real results, you can't let your brain control you. You have to control your brain. Every rep you finish when you want to quit, every mile you run when you're exhausted, every choice of discipline over comfort, that's not just building muscle. That's building character, that's building mental toughness, that's creating a version of yourself that doesn't back down, doesn't quit, and doesn't make excuses. Remember this: motivation will fade, comfort will tempt you, and pain will try to stop you. But discipline, consistency, and mental strength will carry you through every challenge. The body you dream about, the strength you want, the energy you need, it all starts and ends in your brain. So from this day forward, stop letting your brain decide when you're done. Stop letting excuses steal your progress. Stop letting comfort chain you to weakness. Take control. Push past the pain. Train your mind as hard as you train your body, because once you master your brain, your body becomes unstoppable. And once your body becomes unstoppable, there's nothing in this world you can't achieve. Control your brain, control your body, control your life.